Mhm. Okay, I think now it is working. So, Ludmila, and last time with ladies, we were speaking about different discussion language, right? And it was about different ways how we can agree, disagree with people, how we can suggest different options and stuff like that. And a part of a homework, just a moment, I will open it up, was to check out it in the workbook and suggest some of the ideas for the healthy lifestyle. Did you manage to check it out in your workbook?
No.
No, then we are going to do it now together, all right? And we will suggest some other ways for healthy lifestyle. Okay, just a second. And so, you know what? If you've got just a moment, I would like also to send you the phrases, yeah, so that you can use them now, because without them it will be rather difficult. Yes, okay. So Ludmila, you can check it out in the chat, in Zoom chat in a second and download it. Yes, these are the ready phrases that we can use. Mostly we will focus now on the phrases which are on the right. Okay. Okay. So, right. And use them while we are working now. Okay. So check out here in exercise 4, I've got some idea how to get fit. First, can you ignore the gaps, read it quickly, and find out what does the person recommend? What are the ideas mentioned to keep fit?
One moment, I find the file.
I probably first close the demonstration of the screen. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Then I share my screen with you again. All right. Yeah. Here we go. Perfect. Yes. So, okay. First of all, look at number 4. Ignore the gaps, ignore everything. Just read it quickly and find out what ideas for getting fit are suggested here.
You got a few options.
Okay, so once again, yeah, ignore these gaps first of all, read quickly and check which ideas are mentioned, yes, to keep fit.
Okay.
Yes, so which ones are mentioned to get fit? What can we do to get fit?
What can we do to get fit?
Yes, according to this text.
To visit, for example, pool, sport club, running or walking.
Exactly. So first of all, the main idea is to join the gym. Yes.
Yes.
Right. And we can also, yes, walk or run. And this is it. Yes, mostly.
Yeah.
In the gym, yeah, you can go swimming, you can use different equipment and so on. Okay, perfect. Now let's look at this text together, right? And complete with what is missing. So if you want to get fit, you've got a few you have already mentioned.
Options.
Options. Okay, go on.
Then the most advantage.
No, that was not the most, but самое главное преимущество. Check out the phrases.
The benefit. Yeah.
Just a second, I will see
The
where
main.
the main, exactly. The main advantage. Go on.
Of that is that you have access to lots of different equipment as well as maybe a pool.
Mm-hmm.
The disadvantage
Mm-hmm.
is that it can be expensive, particularly if you don't go very often.
Mhm.
Another argument
Mm-hmm. You need
the argument
Mm-hmm.
against.
Yes, against the gym.
Is that it's a routine which can get very boring very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Another options.
Yeah. Option one, yeah.
Option, yes, however, is to walk or run.
Mhm.
The main advantage.
Could be, yes, but if you use only one word, the
the
yeah, the benefit. Mm-hmm.
of this is that it's free and you can get outside and see some great views at the same time.
Very nice.
You have to take into account that the air might not be very clean if you live in a city zone.
So, Oh, sorry. It's in the very end.
On the one side,
no, here the person summarizes everything and presents his or her opinion. It's in the very end.
On balance.
Yeah.
On balance, it's a conclusion.
Yes, on balance. No, on balance, that means to sum up all my ideas. Yeah. Balance.
On balance, I think that walking or running is preferable to joining a gym because it's a more natural form of exercise than lifting weights. However, everyone will have their own preference. Okay, perfect. Very, very good. Yes. Okay. So yeah, the person suggested two ideas: joining a gym and walking or running. Ludmila, which advantages did the person mention about the gym, joining the gym? When you join a gym, it may be not. It may be very different and you can have a gym in a company, for example, and it's not very, как сказать, не скучно.
It's not boring.
It's not boring.
Mhm.
You have many different activities.
Mm.
For example, in a group gym training. But you have many more time for it than walking or running, for example.
Mhm.
Yes, it may be really expensive.
Mhm.
You don't go very often.
Okay, true. Yeah, I quite agree. Yes. As for boring, you don't agree, yeah, that it can get boring.
If
Mhm.
you have a gym in тренажеры, как сказать?
It is a gym actually. Yes.
The gym. If you
Uh-huh.
have a gym, it may be boring, but
Mhm.
if you have some exercises, group exercises,
Yeah.
it will not be boring because there are many activities. For example, yoga, stretching, Pilates,
Even dancing, yeah, some
dancing.
kind of
Yeah, some
Zumbas.
types of dancing. Yes, it's not boring.
I agree. How about walk or run? What do you think about this? About disadvantages and disadvantages? Would you prefer?
I think the walk is useful,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not enough to weak exercise.
Uh-huh.
People have to have not only cardio exercise but also stretch exercise,
Mhm,
and the
mhm,
walk is not enough for it.
mhm.
The running is okay for cardio exercise, but it's very complicated if the weather is not good.
Mhm, mhm,
You walk in the city, you cannot have a suitable place to run. For
mhm,
example, when you living far from park or from the forest,
mhm.
it's difficult to do it, and it's not useful to run in asfalto, так сказать.
Okay, on the asphalt, actually, this is the word, asphalt.
On the asphalt, it's not good for your забыл как суставы.
Joints,
Joint?
joints. Mhm.
Joint? Yes. So that if you live in city far from parks and forests, it's not
Mhm.
your exercise.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. I quite agree. Exactly. So it depends on the place quite a lot.
Yeah.
Which would you prefer the most, going to the gym or running or walking?
Mm, I'll try to run.
I've tried. Yeah, present perfect.
I've tried to run
Mm-hmm.
in pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But then I stopped to do it because
Mm-hmm.
I returned to my usual life, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not easy to wake up very early to do it, and I have um, to mm, to go with my children to kindergarten, to school at the morning, so that I have no time to run.
Yes, right.
And in the pandemic, I worked in the site.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy to have a place to run, but now I don't have enough good place to run.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right, right, right. Well, as for me, it's quite the same. I also I don't prefer running. First of all, the place matters a lot, yes, and you don't enjoy actually running in the streets.
Yeah.
For me also, to be honest, running is extremely boring. I get bored so quickly. In the gym, you can change activities. Yeah, you can run a bit, then you can do some exercises on the equipment, then you may join the group or whatever. You can go for a swim. So you change activities, which is good for your mental state and for your muscles because you change the things. So it is a lot more fun than running. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good, good, good. So, Ludmila, and now I will ask you to think of other ideas how you can keep fit. Yes, you can think about healthy diet or about going for a swim, doing some sport. Yeah, for example, playing tennis or whatever, and present your ideas. Yes, on how you think can people get fit. For that, what is extremely important is to use these new phrases. Yeah, so use this table. Just like here, we had fantastic ones. You've got a few options. Yes, the main advantage of it is that the disadvantage, the benefit, and so on. You need to take into account and other. Okay, so choose two things and present your ideas. You will have about 3-4 minutes to think, take notes, right? Just let me know when you're ready, yeah?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, then, oh, I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you so much, right? Okay, so I'm going to close this one, right? And tell me, please, which options have you chosen?
The first options is to stick healthy diet.
Mhm.
For example, to have a ready meal.
Mhm.
Uh, it's a good decision, but you have many options to choose a ready meal. The advantages of this method is that you cannot to prepare your food and you cannot to count the calories in your.
Mhm. You cannot, I think you don't have to, you mean, yes?
You don't have to count the calories in your diet.
Mhm.
It's a good decision, but I have never tried it.
Mhm.
I have never tried it, but I heard that such meals are not very господи, вкусные. Not
Tasty.
very tasty. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a disadvantage of this method.
Mm-hmm.
The other disadvantage is when you have a family, for example, it's not very easy to stick this diet because your other member of your family cannot can be против, opposite of
Against.
against such meal,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be complicated for you to stick
Okay.
with diet.
Super.
You also can have such options like an application to count your calories, to you can вносить, как будет вносить, что ты ешь.
Okay, enter what you eat.
Yes, you can enter, you have to enter what you eat to this application, and it give you,
Gives.
it gives you if it's enough calories, it is healthy or no. It's also a good idea, but it's boring in some weeks, I think.
Okay, this would be the main disadvantage, that it is boring. Yes.
Yes.
I also think it's time consuming, isn't it? You really, before you eat, you have to enter it, and yeah.
Yes. And the other options is to have a gym with online trainer, or have or to do an exercise with a records trainer. Training. The advantages of this method is that you can do it whenever you have a time, and you can choose whatever you like.
Yeah,
But
these are good benefits.
but the disadvantages is that you don't have feedback, and you cannot be sure that you do it perfect.
Okay. So, Ludmila, another disadvantage, it's fine. Choose another phrase. Have a look. What else do you have there? We had many, we just repeated this one quite a lot. Let's choose another one.
Drawback?
Yeah, for example, the drawback is also disadvantage, yes? Or another, or an argument against it is...
The argument against it is that you you don't have feedback.
Yeah.
And for that, you are not sure that you do it perfect.
Yes. You also have to take into account that you have to motivate yourself, right? You don't have a trainer or partner or somebody.
Yes.
Right? So you have to be really well disciplined, which is also important. Right. Okay. On balance, which option do you prefer to stick to? Which ideas do you like most?
On balance, I think that some middle or some small parts of all of these options fits for me. I try to stick healthy diet, but I eat some sweet, what I like, but not very many, too much, but not too much. Sometimes I visit a sport club group training, but sometimes I can do it with a racket when I have too less time.
Too little time.
Little time, yes.
Okay. Right. This is lovely. I actually got to this way of exercising again during a pandemic, yes. And in fact, I started exercising more often than when I went to the gym. Actually, with the gym, right, and I started doing yoga more often just because you really don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to take lots of clothes with you. Yes, the way there and the way back. So yeah, you're a lot more flexible in this case, right? And that is a good plus side. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing great ideas. Now, what are we going to do? You will still need to open up this file with different phrases. On the left side, yes, there you have different ways how you can agree, disagree with the things, yes. On the right part, you see the phrases which express advantages and disadvantages. I'm going to send in the chat for us some statements, and we will discuss whether we agree with these statements or disagree, why we agree, why we disagree, what is good about this idea, what is bad about this idea. Okay?
А bet это что, советовать? Или I bet that's...
This one, no. I bet that's difficult to measure. That means I'm sure. Sometimes you can translate this word I bet like ну бьюсь об заклад или наверняка точно. Yeah, this is I bet.
Drawback is disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Drawback is a disadvantage. Right. Check them out. Do you want to check with me something else?
No.
No, the rest is fine, yeah. There on the right, there is also a number of pros and cons. Yeah, which also means advantages and disadvantages. Pros, cons, advantages, disadvantages, plus side, drawback, many synonyms here, right?
Plus side? Yes.
On the plus side. On the plus side.
Pros and cons.
You have it, yes. They're on the plus side. And another one which I also love, it's the next after the drawback, is that another argument in favor of something. In favor, that means в пользу чего-то. Against, у вас уже было сегодня, да? Another argument against is that and that and that. Right? Yes. Okay, I think that is all, right? So good. Now I will send you some statements in the chat, and please let's discuss them and see what is good, what is bad about them. Okay, here is the first. Can you read it out?
We don't need nutrition labels on food packing.
Packaging, yeah, packaging. What do you think about it?
I think the most advantages of it for people who very concentrate to their weight, for example, and it may be not easy to such people to read the nutrition label on food they eat. But in other things, it is useful information because
on the plus side, yes, on the plus side,
it's very useful information. For example, for people who have any allergy, for example, for part of food, or for people who don't like to eat some nutrition, for example, it's very useful information for such people.
Right. Yes, you've got a very good point here. Yeah, people with allergies definitely need to know what the food consists from, right? And I would also say,
for example, yes, vegetarian people, for example, don't like to eat some animal products, and they need to know what they eat.
Exactly. I'm really with you on this point. Yes. And another argument in favor of nutrition labels is that, yes, people who are trying to lose weight or who is trying to control weight, they would also probably keep it, yeah, and check out the nutrition labels. However, most people do not do that. Yes, most people don't do that. What about you personally? Do you ever read nutrition labels on food packaging?
Usually, no, I don't read a nutrition label, but sometimes I like to compare which desserts are more have more calories than the other. It doesn't depend on my preference, but I like to do it sometimes.
Okay. Perfect, perfect. As for me, quite the same. I don't actually usually check the nutrition labels, right? But if I'm in doubts, yes, which one I should pick, then I can scan the nutrition labels and then decide which one I would take. Okay, perfect, very good. Let's go to the second one.
A sugar tax is really good idea. А что такое tax? Налог? Налог?
Yes,
Налог?
exactly. Have you ever heard of it?
No, no, never heard.
In some countries, they do have sugar tax. That means the companies that produce something with sugar, with high amount of sugar, they have to pay extra taxes, which means the price for sugary things is higher. And this helps to make people eat sugary things less, right? Because they are too expensive, and they try to discourage people from eating sugary things. Another reason why they do it is that they believe that people who eat a lot of sugary things will be unhealthy, which is not good for society, which means these people will suffer from serious illnesses, which means the government will have to pay for treating these people. That is why there is sugary tax, yeah, or sugar tax. In some countries, there are other taxes for other things like cigarette or tobacco taxes. If I'm not mistaken, Turkey has tobacco taxes, yeah. In some countries, there is alcohol taxes, yeah, and sugary taxes, yeah. Right. So, what is your idea about sugar tax? Is it a good idea?
Yes, I think it's a good idea. Plus side of this sugar tax maybe that people don't choose the sugar products too often, and they stay more healthier than in countries with no sugar tax. And sometimes I noticed that the same products in different countries are different have different amount of sugar. For example, Coca-Cola in some countries are not have too many sugar.
Too much,
For example, yes, and yogurt the same have a same label.
Label, yeah, company that produce.
They are not too sweet than in Russia. Yes. I was surprised that the yogurts and the cookies of the same label had less sugar than in Russia.
Wow, that is amazing. I've never noticed it actually. But that's a good point. You see, probably it has to do with sugar tax, yeah?
Maybe. Yes, I noticed it only in Andorra.
Cool. That is a really good point, actually. And I would also say in favor of sugar tax, yeah, it may really discourage people from eating too much sugary things, yeah, and maybe buy, I don't know, healthier things, for instance, fruit, or they would look for the ways how to replace sugar, right? That is a good idea. However, I bet people who have sweet tooth would still go and buy sugary products. Yeah, so I bet it is not possible to affect or to influence all people in the country. What do you think?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. However, on the other hand, I think many companies would speak against the sugar tax. Do you agree?
Yes, yes, of course.
Okay. So the next statement for us to discuss.
Fitness trackers are waste of time. I'm not agree.
I don't agree. Yeah,
I don't agree. I think it's good options, and the main advantage of trackers, you can control your activity, and sometimes the application motivate you to do your activities, and they say you if you have not enough activities. But the drawback is that it's boring in some times, and you stop to use it in some time.
Yes.
Some time of using.
Right, you might be right on that point. That's great. Yes, that you can really monitor your progress, and I believe it's a good thing. Yeah, especially for people who are not very much organized, right? The other thing on the plus side, there is always something that would remind you about physical activity. Right. On the disadvantage point, I can mention that yes, you get bored very quickly, and yes, so maybe if you're not happy with your progress, you can be demotivated, right? So the effect might be the opposite. Right. Okay, very good. By the way, have you ever used the fitness trackers, and how did they work for you?
Yes, I have a fitness tracker, and I try to have 10,000 steps in a day. But if I have less than 10,000, it demotivates me.
Exactly. This is what I mean, right? On the plus side, I've got a friend who decided to lose some weight, and she also downloaded an app, and it was just walking. Yeah, it tracked her walking steps. I don't know how many steps she had to make a day, and you don't imagine, but she was so motivated, and she lost 5 kilograms a month, I think, and she was super happy about it. And in the evening, even being tired after work, she looked at her app. She realized that there are not enough steps, and she would, walk around the house or go somewhere in the neighborhood, no matter what time it was. So in this particular case, it worked really cool, but depends on people, right? Okay, so the next one.
The only way to stay healthy is to eat healthy food. I agree, it's the good way, but it's not the only way to stay healthy. It's a good option to stay healthy, but you have not forget about the activity, because the healthy the way to stay healthy is healthy food, enough amount of physical activity, and to check your health.
That's totally true. I'm with you. I'm really with you on that point. That healthy eating is very important, but that's not the only thing, right? You always have to take into account the activity you do and avoid stressful situations.
Yeah.
Right? You need to get enough sleep, enough good night's sleep. So to stay healthy is a magic combination of your lifestyle. Do you think the same?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Right. How about this one? Could
We
you read
need
it
to
out?
do more to educate children about the dangers of certain foods.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I agree with it. It's a good options for our children.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the way we can save our children healthy
Health. Yeah.
health. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And another argument in favor this method is that our children um, educate to choose right food, and they educate to have a healthy diet, and it can save their health.
Right. Ludmila, have a look. If you say they educate, that means they teach anybody. But then you need to use a passive, right? Because they learn, so they are educated to,
Educated.
or they learn.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. That's right. Very good. And they also plus, or on the plus side, they develop healthy food habits, and they would just avoid some unhealthy things, which is also a great option. How
Mhm.
about your kids? Do you think they lead a healthy diet, and do they try to avoid eating unhealthy things?
I try to do it, but I'm not saying that it's very. I stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually buy not healthy food. I like some desserts, some cakes, chocolate, and usually ice cream. And usually we have it, and my children like it too.
Mm-hmm.
I like to avoid such food as sweet drinks.
They are called fizzy drinks, yeah, I think.
Drinks and как это такая пища называется? Ну, вот
Junk
всякие
food,
чипсы. Yes, да.
junk
Junk
food.
food, yes.
Right, and they are extremely unhealthy. What about school? Do you think your kids get some kind of fizzy drinks and junk food at school?
No, in our schools there are not fizzy drinks and
Mhm.
junk food.
Uh-huh.
My daughter usually buy salad.
Yeah, she.
She usually buys salad
Mhm.
and some drink.
Okay, perfect. So the school doesn't provide kids with
Yeah.
unhealthy things, right? That is super nice, right? I don't think it is in every school this way, yeah, but I think it's such a great idea to keep kids away from this type of food. Okay, and the last one, oops, in here, this one.
I think we should ban all fast food.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't know how to say about it.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I have to say yes, but
You have to give an honest answer.
sometimes I like fast food, for
Uh-huh.
example, chips and food like that. The disadvantage of this food
Mhm.
is that it is not healthy, but the advantages that it's sometimes it's tasty and
Mhm.
it provides you to relax, to have some tasty food you like.
Yes, that's right. And you need to take into account how often you eat this kind of food, right? If you just live on this food, then definitely it harms your health. But if you get it from time to time, I don't think it really affects your health so badly. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Okay. So as for banning, I don't think it is such a great option. But yeah, we all have to keep these things under our own control. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Ludmila, you used these forms and these phrases so well. Let's also look at another ones which were on the left side. Yes, and we will check them a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you some sentences. You can, yeah, you can check these phrases if you need to. So give me a second. And we will stick to them a little bit more. Okay. Here we are. Right. So from the part of our homework, however, we will check it out and try out a little bit more. So again, you can look at this file if you need to, right? And we will try to complete. We've got sentences A, right? And sometimes we need to complete Z or something, sometimes in B. Let's look. We will try like that. I'm going to give you a minute, look at these conversations, look at the file which you have, right? And think which phrases you may use. So a minute, work on your own, get the ideas, and then we compare.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's see. So the first one, fitness gadgets are only helpful if you make an effort to get fit.
You're absolutely right.
And until the end.
There's no point having one if you don't.
Okay. Okay. Number 2, you are A.
Chocolate's good for you. Makes you what makes you to say that?
What makes you say that without to?
What makes you say that?
Exactly. Well, experts say a little of the dark variety can be good for your heart. Okay. Number 3, I am A, you're B. Parents should get a fine if they give their children unhealthy food. Quite radical, yes.
Yeah. Так, serious. Сейчас, где-то было. You're not serious.
Yes. Или are you serious?
Are you serious? That's a crazy ideal.
Ludmila, what do you think about it? Parents should get a fine if they give their children unhealthy food. What do you think?
I think that parents should avoid their children unhealthy food.
Yes, but how about a fine?
Fine, это что такое?
Штраф. Это штраф.
I'm not sure.
Why not?
It's not easy to realize it.
Okay.
To have a fine from children.
For giving children unhealthy food. Yeah, so if parents buy them unhealthy food, they have to be fined. That's a crazy idea, isn't it? But in some cases, it can be actually a good thing. I watched a program on TV which showed some American families, and it was absolutely crazy what their kids eat. Yeah, there are 2-year-old children that never eat fruit or vegetables or whatever, but they would, live on hamburgers and crisps and chips and everything. And in this case, well, parents maybe should not be fined, but they should be taught to feed their children in a healthy way. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's get to the next one. The key to good physical health is to eat less and move more.
You got a point, but that's easy to say than do.
Yes, right. You can also say you've got a point or you've got a good point, right? Which means the idea is nice, but it's not so easy to do. All right. The price of sweets should be higher. It will stop people from eating them.
In my experience, that kind of text doesn't work. People just spend more.
Okay, so that is a different opinion than we have, yes? Okay, and number 6, you are A.
Education lead to a healthy diet. How did you come to this conclusion?
Research. When we know what healthy food is, we eat better. Yeah, right. Which is also the point that we agree. Yes. How about number 4? They say the key to good physical health is to eat less and move more. Do you think it's true?
Yes, it's true.
It's true. It's a really good point. Yes. All right. I love it.
Everybody now know it, but it's really easy to say it than do.
So about this, you would agree, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. On the other hand, yes, people also work so much that sometimes they just don't have time or energy to move more.
Yes, and they use a car to reach a workplace, so that they really move not enough.
Yes. I can actually say it in my experience, when I started working from home, when I started working remote, I really feel that I don't move enough, and I really feel that I lack physical activities. Even though I try to go for walks and I try to do some exercise at home, still it's not enough. Yeah, so the lifestyle has changed a lot. Right. Okay, Ludmila, actually, these all phrases are absolutely fantastic, yeah, and you can use them not only to discuss healthy or unhealthy lifestyles, yeah, but anything else. For example, you can speak about some good and bad aspects of some treatment, yes, if we speak about medicine, for example, yeah, or some recommendations for patients as well, yes, on the plus side, the advantage of this method is, and so on, right?
Mhm.
So they are very, very useful for any discussions and any debates, yeah, not only in this topic which we have just talked about, all right? Yes, so then actually we have finished and we have worked with all these phrases so well.
Mhm.
And I'm going to send up the homework, and I will still suggest you do these exercises once again in the workbook just to make sure it's easy and clear and you remembered them. Okay,
Okay,
good.
I'll try.
Yes, so check them out still in the workbook to
Mhm.
help you remember. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And as a homework, there will be test number 1.
Mhm.
Check it out. Look through unit 1 very quickly before
Mhm.
you do the test and give it a go. Give it a try. Okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Then have a good rest of the day and see you in a week.
Thank you very much.